I'd like to show you how to use a very cool design template that we've made that goes with Minecraft. And so here we are, we're in our design template, and the idea is to lay out your design just in blocks and then be able to get some information about it. So here I am in it. It's view only right now because this was done for the Aerospace Museum. So let me make a copy that I can work with. I'm going to put 300 design template, and I'm going to put it somewhere in maybe in my coursework. Do you guys have as much stuff as I do in yours? Coursework, design 300. Fall 2020. I'm just going to plop it in here for right now. There we go. And it's going to open up, and now I can go ahead and work with it. So here's what the template looks like. Here's some basic information, but the template, we come down and click on the template, and you'll see this, and I can make new templates as they come up. Okay, there's this create menu that comes up after a little bit. So I tend to leave my basic one alone, and I'm going to make one for create a new schematic. It has to access a bunch of stuff, and that's okay. It's just allowing it to work. Okay, so here we go. Create a new schematic, and I'm going to call this schematic Plains Biome 1. And down at the bottom now I have Plains Biome 1. Now each one of these blocks is a certain size, each cell. And I'm going to make each cell, I could make it 10, but I'm going to make each one Minecraft block. And unfortunately, it doesn't look very square. So I'm going to have to go to the create and clean up and make all the cells square. There we go. And now you can see I've got sort of a top view where this is 10 long. Each one of these is 10 by 10. And so if I come up a little bit, I can make something that's 20 by 20. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so I can see 20 by 20. And that's going to be kind of the size of my building pad. So let me take care of that really quick. I'm going to make that some sort of a light gray. That's my building pad. Okay. And so then my next thing is I want to sort of use my colors to make my walls. So if that's my building pad, this is a pretty big building. 20 meters is about 60 feet. And this is going to be some sort of a commercial studio. So I'm going to make a wall along here. And I'll just color it. I'll make it kind of this dark brown. I'm not going to make it dark brown because I'm going to have to type in it. I'm going to make it kind of a lighter color brown. Same light color. So I'm going to come all the way up to the... I'm just drawing a shape that is what I want my building to be. There, that's what I want my building to be. I'll change those back to the gray. And then I want to make my building into 3 rooms. I'm just making something up. I really don't care how you cut this up. I just want you to go through a process of using this design tool to see how it works. And I'll do something like that. And then I think what I'm really going to do is I'm going to make kind of a foyer here so people can get into each part. Just for fun. So now I've got a cool building set up. So there's my building. It's on a building pad and I've built it, but I don't really know too much about it yet. What I'm going to do though, is that each one of these walls is going to have to be 3 blocks high. 3 blocks is about 3 meters, and that sounds about right. So I'm going to put a 3 in that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that I can see it. And it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing up there. But I'm just working with this tool. I'm working with this tool, and making my size. There we go. So each one of these walls is going to be 3 blocks high. And so I can use my copy command and you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. But I'm planning out in my mind, really, how I'm going to build this. And I'm going to put a door here. And I'm going to put a door here. And I'm going to put a door here eventually. Then I'll have 3 rooms to my building. Everywhere else, I'm going to put a 0 because it's just floor. Open area. So where I've got open area, I'm going to put 0s. So now what can I do? Well, the first thing I can do is I can find out how many bricks I'm going to use. Watch this. If I highlight this whole area now, and I think I can go count bricks. If I go calculate volume of selected range, it's going to calculate for a little while, and it's going to tell me the volume of bricks, which is the number of bricks, because each brick is 1. And it's thinking. So there it is. It's a little bit hard to see. Let's see if I can zoom in. 303 cubic blocks. So I'm using up 303 bricks. I'm going to write that down. So the way I did that again is I calculated a volume. And what it does, what the program does, is it takes each square and counts how many squares are at 0, counts how many squares are at 3, and just multiplies it out. Now, another thing I might want to do is know the area. Now, this is a little bit harder to do because I can only do a highlighted area. So I'm going to take that area. I'm going to come up to my create button, calculate area. And it's going to find the area, square blocks, of what I've highlighted. That was 126. I'm going to type that right here. That was 126. So then my next area I might look at would be that. Let me calculate that area. 96. And then let me get my last area. So I just broke it up into things that I could calculate. Create, calculate, area. 108. So this has a total, if I look at the sum, 330 square blocks, which in this case is square meters. Okay, if I want my total enclosed volume, my room volume, I'll change all of these to 3 also. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting that to put into all those. It's only putting them in one at a time for some reason. There we go. So now, again, I could get my entire volume, including my bricks. Let's try that one. Create. Oops, I have to highlight the area. Highlight the part I want to calculate. Create, calculate, volume. And again, it's gonna run through the script. It's gonna take a while to run through this script. It's counting each block one by one and doing the calculation. There it is. 966 cubic blocks. So, what did we learn? Oops, I should have just made that 996 cubic meters. So, what did I learn? One, I got my idea down for what I'm going to build. I know I'm going to put some doors in here. In this, I don't really need to do it, but if I wanted to, I could signify those as doors, just so that I have something to go by later on. If I wanted to put in windows, I could clear some of these out to show where I'm going to put windows. So this is just a nice little design tool that lets you think it through in a Minecrafty like way. And it's going to tell you I'm going to use 303 bricks to build this. Of course, then I'm going to have to get rid of some as I put in my windows and my doors. I'm going to have an area of 330 square meters because each square blocks, and a total enclosed room volume of 996. All right, so that's how we use this thing.